Si j'ôtais en vivant, c'est grâce à vous, sans vous, Seigneur, moi parier. Si j'ôtais en vivant, c'est grâce à vous, sans vous, Seigneur, moi parier. M'appeler pour m'adorer, mets à genoux, non peur, pour me prosterner, qui te voit moi, vivre, te voir entre nous. And it's one of my favorite songs because the last line says, let my voice reach your throne and let me create. And it's one of my favorites because it created a special place in my heart. And in that time I said, okay, God is here, God is listening, God is with me. And it's my lack of trust on my part that I couldn't see what God was doing. It was my lack of frustration that my eyes was blinded because I couldn't see what God was working for me. So I said, okay, God, I went to church and that day I cried. I think that was the first time in a long time. I cried in genuine frustration. I cried in genuine plead. I was pleading and I said, God, I'm here and I'm coming to church. I had stopped after going for a while and I was like, okay, I'm here. And the same Sabbath I went, they sung that song. And then the pastor also then preached on Matthew and I was like, okay, you're speaking to me. I see you. You're telling me something. And I was like, okay, God hears me and God's listening to me. And I was like, the doors were still closed. And I still felt weak, and I still felt like, okay, the enemy is just going to take everything from me at this point. But I was like, okay, I'm going to keep on, I'm going to keep pushing. Come March, despite I was still low in faith, come March, I was able to sign my contract. And I was like, oh my God, after a whole, almost a year, I finally got the contract, and I was like, okay, cool, sign it. And I was like, okay. I sat down and I prayed and I mapped out a plan and I was like, I got a plan, I'm going to do this, I'm going to say this. And then I then remembered again, be still and know that I'm God. And I said, you're right. And something that I've learned at that time was we always say that God is putting things together for our good. He is putting things together for our good. But we always forget He's putting things together for our good, for His purpose. So just because we want something and God tells us no, or the doors have yet to be opened, it isn't because it's not ours. It's because God has to place other people, God has to open other doors for other people to align with what He has for you to work for His good.